This morning was a swim at Enoggera Dam. It was a 10K swim with the group. The purpose of it was predominantly to get the guide swimmers comfortable with swimming in the dark. When we go to do the English Channel, because we'll be on the boat swapping in to tether up with Gerrard, there will be times when we will have to get in the water when it's dark. And we'll be warm and cozy, and the water will be cold, and we'll be going, really? Are we really going in there? And the answer is yes.
Obviously, if you've never done it before, it can be a big deal. I'd only done a couple of hours in Melbourne at night, and that was fairly well lit, not like this morning when we started out here. And then when I swam the channel, I swam from the afternoon into the evening and into the night and finished at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's an experience. Yeah, you got the light from the boat, but still not being able to see anything underneath you in the water. It's a different challenge. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually freaky, eh?
I think it's super important. I think, like you said, for him it's nighttime all the time. And I've even tried myself swimming, whether it be by his side or by myself. Just close your eyes even for a few seconds, and it's another world. So for us to get it right for him, you wouldn't want us to get in the water, and if none of us had swum in the dark before, you don't want that. It could be a panic factor. You don't know. So we just want to try and make it as easy as we can for him the whole way, whether it's daytime or nighttime. If we're doing our hour slots or whatever, if you've got someone who hasn't swum at night at all, you probably have to ditch them for the hours of darkness. Otherwise, yeah, because whatever we can do to make it easier for him to swim, because he just keeps going. I think I said to you earlier, he just keeps going and going and going. So we know as soon as you tie somebody onto him, whether it's day or night, he'll keep going. So, yeah.
I actually operate under the name Saltwater Rosie for a reason. I'm not particularly fond of landlocked water, but I appreciated that swimming in the dark in the ocean is not a wise choice, that this is really the only training ground that we have access to in our immediate environment. But there are creatures that live in landlocked water, like this dam, that I don't really know a lot about. And so I spent the week leading up to this pedaling like a duck underwater, trying to get myself to be cool with it. I got there probably 6 hours before the swim. But leading up to that, I was like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Do I really have to get in the water with those eels? I'm not keen.
And in the end?
And in the end, it was the most magical experience. It genuinely was absolute bliss. Night swimming, like when do you ever get a chance to go night swimming in the wild? It was just beautiful. Oh, actually, it was a full moon too. So I think that actually helped me because I could see where I was relative to the edges of the dam. And I could also just appreciate the sky, appreciate the stars, just appreciate the water quality.
For me, it was obviously totally fine. I think it was an awesome experience for the team to learn, obviously, that it's going to be very difficult to spot anything at distance and to rely on the trust on obviously the people on the boat, get to give them direction and distance and any other information that's necessary, because as we saw today, that without that light in the distance, or whether it be the person in front with the buoy, they're going to become a bit nervous and also questioning obviously the direction they're swimming in. So for me, it's obviously very easy, and I trust them implicitly, but for them, obviously having that security of a lamp today or a light was good, but that's something that obviously come the English Channel or any other major swims, they're going to have to rely in their total trust on the captain of the boat crossing the English Channel. I think for me today was one of the things I was really happy with was actually going tether free. For a number of few hundred metres, I went tether free, and that was being able to use the sense of their body in the water to know where they were. And I was pretty proud of how straight I swam, and that was just purely focusing on the actual noise or the feeling of what their body was actually taking up in space to keep relatively close to them. I've always been interested in the sense that, for example, when a person is fully sighted, and let's say hypothetically they walk down a corridor, and if I walk down a corridor on my own, hypothetically the number of carbohydrates from a mental perspective, or let's say the emotional carbohydrates that I would use, would be far more than a person who's fully sighted. And it's the same in the water as well, where I'm using up far many more mental carbohydrates in a simplistic way as a person who is sighted. So if I went tether free, I would become far more exhausted far quicker, because the exponential rate of what I'm actually consuming is a lot more, because I'm using every ounce of my energy to sense the people around me, where they are in space, my recalculation of how I'm swimming, where my body is in comparison to theirs. So there's a whole range of characteristics which I have to take into consideration. So tether free it's fantastic, and it's a bit of freedom, but it's a short term gain for a bit of fun.